guys, and welcome back to the Maile Behind The Scenes podcast. This is Becca here today with our very special acting grad, Chelsea Buck.
Hi. I'm happy to be here.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
How are you?
I'm great.
Good. Love the weather. It's cold outside.
Yes. It's very nice.
Kind of ready for it to heat up a little bit,
Me
though.
too.
Where's the Florida weather when I need it? Okay. Now, other than acting, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, anybody who meets me or gets to know me knows I'm obsessed with Britney Spears. I
love Britney.
Yes. Ever since I first saw her Baby One More Time music video, I was
Really?
like, oh my gosh, like that, whatever I just watched is perfect. I need to watch this again. Like, I want to be her. Yeah, so I've been really pursuing performing arts ever since.
I love that. You're inspired by Britney Spears.
I always dabbled in something performing arts, but that was like, okay, I really need to like practice and take classes.
I want that.
And
Yeah.
do this. Yeah.
That's awesome. What else? Like hobbies and stuff?
Again, back to Britney. I used to watch her, music videos, and then I would teach myself the choreography, and then I took some jazz classes when I was younger, and I've kept that up. So I love dancing, taking classes, ballet, jazz, performing. So if I'm not, acting or, doing my day job, then I'm like in class rehearsing for something, performing, or I don't know, at a concert, watching some other performance.
Yeah.
It makes me happy.
Super, super cool.
Yeah.
Now, what made you enroll to the Maile School? What made you come here?
So I actually had a dance injury, and I wasn't able to do anything for a few months, and it was not going well for me. And I've always been interested in pursuing acting. So I was like, you know what? Let me just see what's out there. So I secured a role as a background actor on a few episodes of The Right Stuff on Disney Plus.
Really? Super cool.
Yeah, the first time it was just like, oh, cool. This is what, it looks like, and this is how things are set up. And then the second episode, after I was in hair and makeup and wardrobe and I walked on set, I had like full body chills, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is just like where I feel like I'm supposed to be. So that was such a great experience. And then after that, I was like, okay, I think I want to take classes and really pursue this.
Right. Oh my gosh. And the first time like being on set there's nothing like it.
No.
It's just like, whoa, this is how it really goes down.
Yeah.
Super cool. Now tell us about the programs you attended. I know you did all of the acting programs. How's that been?
It's been amazing. So I had my first adult acting program, and Jim Braswell was mainly the acting coach, but we had a few others as well. And I loved that. It was such a great group, and it was so much fun that the group banded together and were like, hey Jim, can you teach your advanced one on the same exact like day and time after this class wraps up, because we all love being here. We're all available this time. So yeah, he took us, and we had our advanced acting class, and then
that's awesome.
And I just haven't stopped taking classes on camera acting, scene study, advanced scene study, and then self-taping too is so important. So learning how to not just act in front of people, but then also behind the camera, and then doing it yourself for those auditions.
And it's so important to like continue staying in classes, because when we say the industry's always changing, like it went from auditions in person to now being self-tapes. So you have to learn to adjust, and understanding how to do it from home and by yourself, and not having the casting director guide you 100% of the time. Like you have to read the breakdown and kind of work on understanding it yourself, or you could ask your instructors and stuff for assistance as well. But yeah, it's always changing, and being informed as you go is so helpful.
It is, and I feel like I started kind of at the right time, because I remember the day I got my headshots taken, it was as rumblings were happening with the pandemic, and then by the time I got my headshots back, I mean, it was the pandemic, so I didn't really come from the auditioning in person all the time. Of course, I've done it a few times, but almost everything's been at home while everyone was learning. So but now I feel pretty good about it.
There you go. Now, what were some of the most challenging techniques in your classes that came about?
I would say the vulnerability exercises.
Yes, everyone says that. Getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. Yes.
Yeah, and they're at the beginning of class, but it's so important because you're coming from work or home or traffic or life or stuff on the news, family stuff, and everybody, some people had a great day, some people didn't have a great day, and it's just a way to kind of shake it out and get grounded and be present and not just prepare you to focus and be present on the acting material, but also to really just kind of have that release as a person and just kind of cleanse yourself. And it just really provides a really good and safe space. So I used to be like, oh no, vulnerability exercise, but now I'm like, oh, I can't wait. So it's my favorite part now.
Awesome. What do you enjoy most about the classes here, such as like the environment and like how close everyone gets?
Yeah, I mean, I love Jim Braswell. He's one of my favorite human beings. He just sets this tone that it's okay to come in and be yourself and be vulnerable, and gives you that space to just be real and feel supported. I've heard, you hear actors talking about nightmare instructors and leaving crying, and I'm like, wow, I must be really lucky because I've, haven't had that experience. I can be too hard on myself for sure, but Jim has a really great way of bringing people together from all ages, all walks of life, backgrounds, and really everybody feels like they're in this safe, supported space, bubble. Yeah, it's really great. And just watching the growth and the time he takes with everyone. So yeah, I love it here.
And I know you recently attended the one-day workshop with Jim and the guest agent Susan from 22 Talent.
Yes.
What did you learn from that experience? What did you learn from that?
Oh, it was great timing. I mean, it's the new year. We're all, having similar goals with wanting to, break into the industry. So hearing, okay, what is really happening? What is this market? What does film and TV look like these days?
Right.
There are recent updates to casting networks and the file sizes. And some of us were met with that as we're submitting for auditions. We're like, wait, what do you mean this won't upload? So it was really great timing because, as you said, the industry is evolving and changing.
Yeah.
So just hearing from insiders and experts who are really in the industry, have connections to give you the reality of what's going on, so you can really be prepared and manage your expectations and know how to really move forward.
Now tell us about your industry bookings. What have you been working on audition wise and stuff like that?
Yeah, so it's been good. Obviously in Orlando it's primarily commercial auditions. Yes. So the biggest commercials I've booked was on AAA. I had a principal speaking role for that, and then my most recent commercial that's still airing was principal non-speaking for Lowe's. And then Rodney Harrison, who's a big football guy, he was there. We got to have a scene together, interact. That's really nice guy. Cool. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And then I'm also very involved in short films, acting in those with the Orlando independent filmmakers. Yes, it's been such a great experience to meet people and network. And get on set and also test out certain roles, because I know interested in acting with TV and film, it's important to know your types, what you're castable as is, and also what you like, and getting headshots supporting those. True. It helps you, wear a few hats and audition for roles you may not have thought that you like. But I'm like, oh, I kind of like being like a sadistic witch and like that sassy supervisor, manager, like things that are so outside of who I am in normal life. I'm like, oh, this is actually fun. I have a good time doing this.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, would you recommend Maile School to others?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What kind of question is that?
Absolutely, 1,000,000%.
There we go. Now, what motivates you?
What motivates you? So I would say other artists. Whenever, like I said, I do like going to other
Britney,
of course, yes. And other performances, like when I go to, I went to the Pink concert recently and took my mom, and seeing, the dancers there and how incredible they were. I mean, I was just so moved by them. And then other film and TV not even just the actors there, but the characters and what they have to say.
Yeah.
The marvelous Mrs. Maisel finale. I finally finished Maisel, and she was just saying, you know, don't be that person staring out the window hoping something comes to you. You've got to go get it. I was like,
to it.
Yes, let's do this. Let's have a plan.
Yeah.
So yeah, other performers, whether they're characters or real life people.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite movie?
Okay, so Jim's gonna be like, oh, why do you have to say that? So I know I'm supposed to have like this incredible Oscar-winning, like, just movie that is a classic. Mm-hmm. But this one's a classic to me. It's Mean Girls.
Oh my gosh, yes! I love Mean Girls. I love Mean Girls.
I mean, I just grew up with it. I saw it in the theater twice when it came out. I had this playing.
Wait. You saw the new one or
the old one? I'm seeing the new one today, the musical one today.
Okay,
I'm going with my sister. I will. I'm so excited.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I just like things that make me laugh and lighten the mood and have a good soundtrack. Like, let's just feel good. So let's have an escape. We've got the serious stuff for other times, but I love Mean Girls.
I love Mean Girls. Yes. I want to see the movie. I'm hearing a lot of stuff about it, so
yeah, I heard like it's a musical going in. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of elf.
I don't know. Some people seem like they were like caught off guard that it was a musical and they like broke into a song.
I'm like, oh, I thought that was implied.
Like, hello, it says Mean Girls the musical. Like,
Renee raps in it. So I can't wait for that. She's a great singer.
Awesome. And then also, like, you know what's funny? Like, looking at commercials and like watching movies and watching TV shows. After you take an acting class and, like, you're getting into the industry, like, do you watch it a different way? Like, kind of look at it from an actor's perspective, like, oh, I wonder how many times they had to shoot this scene. Or, like, wow, like, things like that.
I do, and I try to. Sometimes it's almost not a good thing when you're watching something for fun and then you realize something, or maybe, you know, was this an authentic delivery or something like that.
Or like vision yourself in the scene.
Yes, absolutely. Like how would I deliver that line? Yeah. That would be fun to play. But I remember Jim telling me, like, you should really watch The Big Bang Theory, and you know, especially one of the characters, the female scientist. He was like, watch her, like, that character actor. I could see doing something like that. So I was like, okay, let me watch this and study it. Yeah. What did I do? I'm paying attention, like, trying to be observant for a few minutes, and then I just get sucked in. So it doesn't really work when I'm trying to study it. Same thing with Grey's Anatomy. I was trying to, you know, relate one of my characters to the choose me, love me scene. So I started watching it, and then I just got hooked. But that's the best kind of, you know, shows and acting, is when you forget you're supposed to be, you know, taking something in, and you just get lost in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what tip would you give to new students who are wanting to get into the industry, break into the business?
I would say just do it. Get outside of your head. Don't get in your own way, and be patient with yourself. Have fun. And it's so, you know, easy to say this, hard to follow sometimes, is don't focus on, this is what I need to do. I need to book. I need to get the job.
Right. Don't rush the process. Like, let things happen and, like, ride the wave. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Enjoy it. Be open. Don't be too hard on yourself.
Be open-minded.
Yeah, exactly. So don't make it too hard, and just come in, be ready to have fun, and be present. So
present in the moment.
Yeah, it's not just about you and your scene and your feedback. If you watch other people and then hear the feedback they're giving and really start to understand that, it makes such a difference. Because I learn sometimes even more just from observing and hearing the notes, and then watching the transition of them improving after implementing that. And so be really present, and don't make it this mountain to climb.
I love that. Awesome. Well, it was super awesome chatting with you.
You too. Thanks so much for having me.
That is all we have for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and check us out next time on our Maile Behind the Scenes podcast. And once again, thank you, Chelsea, for joining me.
Thanks.
Okay, we will see you guys next time. Bye.